Hi friends, I'm going to take a minute and go through the Quid Quo sheet for you because I know that we haven't been able to get to that in either essentials class, and with our condensed format the next couple of weeks, it's just easier to teach it this way. So I'm going to start with the first page of the analytical task sheet because you really need these details before you go on to step 6, which is the Quid Quo. So the first thing that you do is you're going to write your sentence, right? So I'm using the sentence, my friend ate cake yesterday. And then you're going to ask yourself your questions. So who ate the cake? My friend did. So friend becomes our subject. It's a noun, so it's an SN. It's a subject noun. What did my friend do? My friend ate. So ate became our verb, right? What did my friend eat? My friend ate cake. So cake is our direct object, and this becomes a verb transitive. We also need to know that the direct object is a noun for when we move it over to the Quid Quo. So then let's look at what we have left. My is an adjective that describes friend, right? So that's an adjective. Yesterday modifies when we ate, so that makes it an adverb. Right? Okay, so we have that. Let's just do our quick checks. We have a subject, a verb, begins with a capital letter, it ends with an end mark. It makes complete sense. There's no other punctuation or capitalization that's needed, and our words are spelled correctly. So we're good here with task 2. With task 3, let's just double check our sentence structure. This doesn't have any fanboys. It's not a complex sentence. It's not so it's obviously not compound complex, which makes it simple. The pattern that we have is SVTDO. And our purpose is just a simple statement, so it's a declarative sentence. If we were to diagram it then, it looks just like this. Friend ate cake, and then my and yesterday modifies ate. So we have been working on this for 15 weeks now, and I think most of you should be fairly comfortable with this part here. So once we have this, and we're comfortable and ready to move on to task 6, and remember, if this is your first tour, you don't have to worry about chart 6 or task 6. You work on where you are at, and if you are getting this analytical task sheet up through task 4, then work on task 5 before you move on to task 6. You don't have to be doing this, but for those that are on their second or third tour, you should be tackling some of this information in the Quid Quo. So the first thing that you're going to do is write the sentence 1 word per block, the same sentence that we just used, although I am going to switch markers because that's way too much green. Okay, so my friend ate cake yesterday. Okay, so maybe my handwriting isn't great when I'm squeezing it into the box, but you know what that says. And then you're going to label the usage, its job or role in each word. So this is an adjective. This is our noun. This is a verb. Cake is our direct object, so we also know that it's a noun. And yesterday is an adverb. Okay, this chart looks really overwhelming, but what's important for you to know is that you only have to care about the section that matches the part of speech for that word. So when you're looking at my, it is an adjective. So you are only worrying about this section right here that is adjective. Okay? When you're doing friend, it's a noun. So you only have to worry about this section right here. Ate is a verb, so we're going to look at this section. Cake is a noun, so this section. And then yesterday is an adverb, so we're going to go to this section. Okay, and And this is the part where you want to use those charts that we've been working on memorizing. Do not worry if your student doesn't have them memorized. Open the chart and let them use them. This is a great place for them to see where all of this information is, where you can put it into play. So let's start and look at the first word. My is an adjective. So we want to look at chart L. Okay, let's go in my book here to chart L. Okay, so here is, can you see that on the camera?
You can't really see it, but you have to like say it.
Okay, so it's here. So adjective is L. So our question is my descriptive, is it positive, comparative, or sublative? So we know that it doesn't really fit into those situations. Stop, babe. What can't you see?
This whole.
Okay, so descriptive tells what kind, right? And that doesn't fit my. So we're just gonna put NA. It doesn't apply to that one. Is my possessive that tells whose? Yes. So that's where we are. It is a possessive pronoun adjective. See, you can see it in your chart right here. And so that's what you need to know. Possessive pronoun. Okay? Is it a limiting adjective? No. No, so that is NA. Okay? That tells us everything that we need to know about the adjective my in this sentence. So then we move on to the next word. Friend is a noun. And so noun, we're going to look at chart E. Okay? And so now let's see what we can figure out, all the things that we can know about this noun. So is it singular or plural? Well, it doesn't have an S, so that tells me that it's singular, right? There's one friend. Okay, is it common or proper? Well, it's going to be a common noun because it doesn't tell us what your friend's name is. It's not a specific, The word friend in this sentence would be a common noun. Yeah, it would. I'm questioning myself, and you're going to do this as you go through them, because we know specifically that I'm talking about my friend, but hopefully I have more than one friend. So we're going to go with it's a common noun. Okay, and then is it concrete, abstract, collective, or compound? No, it is not. It is not any of those, so it's going to go with NA. Okay, so let's move on to, you know what, while we're here, let's look at the noun cake, because we're already on chart E for noun, so let's look at cake. Is cake singular or is it plural? Can you see it?
Yeah, there you go.
Maddie's looking at the chart. Okay, so is cake singular or plural? Again, it just is cake, it's not cakes, so we're gonna make it singular. Okay, is it common or proper? We don't know if it's a chocolate cake. We don't know if it's that one specific cake, so it's going to be a common. And then is it concrete, abstract, collective, or compound? Again, those are all right here. It is a concrete noun. It is something that we can experience with our five senses. We can touch the cake. That makes it a concrete noun. Okay, got it? So then let's go back and look at our verb here, which is ate. We're gonna look at chart C for ate. Okay, it's hard to figure out where to put chart C so it doesn't get in the way. We'll put it right there. Okay, so here's chart C, all the details about our verb. What type of verb it is? Well, we already know from our analytical task sheet that it's a verb transitive, right? Because we have a direct object. So we know that it's transitive. Okay, is it present, past, or future? So ate is the past tense of eat, right? Today I eat the cake, yesterday I ate the cake. So it is past tense. Is it simple, perfect, progressive, or perfect progressive? So those are your forms that are down here, right? They're right here. It doesn't have to have, it isn't a form of to be, and it doesn't have to have or been. So it's just going to be simple. The number, is it singular or plural? And 8 is going to be singular. Is it first, second, or third person? It's not me. It's not you. It's he,
third.
she, or it. So it's third person, right? Okay. Is it active or passive? Remember, as a word is, or a sentence is active if the subject is performing the action. If it is passive, the subject receives the action. So in this case, it's active because it's my friend that's eating the cake, right? My subject is doing the eating. If the sentence was, the cookie was eaten by my friend, then that would be passive. So we're going to go here and we're going to say active. Okay, and then we're going to look at the mood. Is it indicative? Is it subjective? Is it imperative? And so the details of those are right here. Always refer back to your chart if you have any questions.
Indicative.
In this case, it's just making a statement, right? So it's going to be indicative. Okay, and then we just have one last one to do, and that is our adverb.
Yes, dude.
And so our adverb is chart I. So we're going to switch over here to chart I. And we're going to look at the word yesterday. Is it positive? Is it comparative? Is it superlative? So if we look at our sheets, we're going to look right here. It's just a regular positive adverb. Okay. It is a simple adverb, right? It doesn't have an ly. It's just simple one-word adverb. It has no suffix. It is just a simple positive adverb, okay? So it is not, this one here is going to be an A, and it does not have an affirmative or a negative. So again, this is going to be an A. So that is quid it quo. If this is the first time that you're using it, use simple sentences. And when I say simple sentences, you can really use something just as simple as Madison. Better? Okay. Madison studied. Right? Right. So you can just do those complete simple sentences. And if this form, if looking at the quid it quo paper is overwhelming to your students, then don't. Then just talk about it. So you can look at it and say, this is a noun. I put it in the wrong spot. That's why I stopped. Sorry. These go down here. The noun and verb go up there. Okay. So you can just look at it, and with your students, you can say, Madison is a noun. So let's look together at chart E. And what can you tell me about that word? And you can just talk through it, looking at the questions here without having to write it until they're comfortable enough to write it. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and Amanda, Ashley, or I can answer them. Hopefully that helps though. Okay, bye.